Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to a new episode of Words of Wellness. I'm your host, Yassir Al-Manawi, a clinical therapist. Today, we're going to talk about checkpoints. I'm not talking about checkpoints that you have when you're driving and a checkpoint to check your licenses and stuff. We're talking about checkpoints in our character. Why do we need to have checkpoints in our character? We need to have checkpoints because I need to stop, check myself, and go on. Stop, check myself, and go on. Why do I need to do that? I need to do it in order for me to not to do the wrong thing, in order for me not to feel guilty about what I've done a long time ago, in order for me to have socialization, positive socialization with other people. So we actually have a verse from the Quran. We're going to read the translation and then we're going to get back into our discussion about checkpoints. It is Surah Az-Zumar, ayah number 48. And the translation says, "And the evil that they earned will confront them, and they will be surrounded by what they used to laugh at." The evil that they earned. You know, I take a look at this, and a lot of time with people that come to therapy, I ask them first I take usually a biopsychosocial, which is a history, biological, psychological, and sociological, a whole background about them. Why? Because I want to know where they're coming from. And then we get to the current problem or the current issue that they need to treat. Then we start talking about what they have done in the past or what happened to them in the past. Because a lot of times what they're going through right now is actually what they did in the past, unchecked or undealt with. And then now it's becoming a big, huge problem. And then you say, okay, I need to talk about it with somebody. Why? Because you didn't check it. So we have this expression that we usually say, we reap what we sow. What does that mean, we reap what we sow? It's just like cultivation. You put something in the ground and you take care of it. It grows, and then you take it. Cultivation. Okay? So that's the same thing. So now, let's see. The evil that we've earned. The evil that we've earned is basically all the wrongdoings that we've done, not only to other people, but to ourselves as well. All the wrongdoings. Remember we talked about amends before? It's the same thing. If I have done myself wrong, or I've done something wrong to myself, I need to stop and check it out, reconciliate myself, and then move on. Same thing with other people. If I do them wrong, I need to figure out a way to check and move on. Let's see. When we're talking about this, we're talking about also respect. Respect not only for myself, but for other people. And we usually say respect is earned. What does that mean, respect is earned? It means that if I want to be respected, I have to respect other people. Why? Because I cannot act in a disrespectful manner and then demand respect. It's not going to work. Even with your children at home. I can't demean myself or be disrespectful to me and to them. And then all of a sudden I demand respect from them. It's not going to happen. So now I have to respect other people. How do I respect? How do I show respect to other people? I show respect to other people simply by not making mockery of them. Sometimes somebody would do something and I start making, or I try to make fun of them. That's disrespect, which is actually an awful way or an easy way to lose somebody for good. That's one thing. The other thing is respecting their opinion. Because a lot of times when I look at somebody, they have an opinion. It might be different from my opinion, but at the same time, it's important to them. So what I need to do is that I need to realize that respecting their opinion is something that's very important, because it's not mine. It could be not important to me, but it's important to them. I need to show them that it is important. I need to give them the feeling that it is important, and that is a form of respect. Let's see. Another form of respect, they say respecting oneself is a respect of others, or a respect of others is a respect of oneself. And that's what we usually talk about. I can't go and act in a way that's shameful to me, and then I go back to the same group of people and I demand respect from them. They're not going to respect me. People have the external. They don't know what's inside of me. They only know the outside. They know what I let them know. They know my verbal. They know my actions. They don't know what's in me. And that's why I urge everybody to respect other people, to watch what they're doing, what they are doing with other people, to not to laugh at others and make mockery of them, because what you do to others, usually we say, comes right back at you threefold. And you know what? All of these expressions that we use, it's actually correct, because it didn't come from nowhere. It has an origin. It has a source. And it came because of a reason. So don't make mockery of other people, because someday you will be mocked just like they were mocked. And if it doesn't happen in this life, it could happen in the hereafter. Or if it doesn't happen to you, it could happen to your wife, your children, anybody. Let me say something about respect. A lot of times in treatment, I get females, and they talk about they're being disrespected by their husbands, or they feel disrespected in the streets, or something like that. So I'm going to take the opposite side of this, and I'm going to talk to the male. If they're walking in the street and they are looking at other females, just think about how would you like that if it was your mother, or if it was your daughter, or if it was your sister. I bet you wouldn't like it. I want to talk to the husbands who mistreat their wives, or treat them in a disrespectful way. How would you like that if, again, this female that you're treating, your wife, if your mother is treated the same way, or if your daughter or your sister is treating the same way? It's almost like a wake-up call. You always put yourself in somebody else's shoe. You always put yourself in somebody else's position to be able to evaluate yourself. And that's what we need to do. With these words, I'll leave you for today, and we'll meet again in a different episode of Words of Wellness. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.